Welcome to class, everybody. Today we're going to be doing the classic repertoire. So it's going from start to finish of the repertoire that Joseph Pilates developed in order through each exercise. So let's get started. Lie on your mat. We're going to get right into 100s today. You can work in neutral or imprint, so depending on what you feel comfortable with, you can kind of choose that. Neutral is always harder if you want that harder variation. And we're going to bring our legs to tabletop. Draw chin to chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Make sure you're still in your pelvic placement. To change up our 100s, we're going to inhale, extend the legs out, and then exhale, we'll pull them in on the exhales. So let's start by extending our legs out and pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, legs to tabletop. And inhale, reach them out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pull them in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reach, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reach, holding on to that pelvic placement, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 40, curl a little deeper, look right at your belly button, 4, 5, and 50, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 60, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 70, curl a little deeper, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 80, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 90, last 10, in, 2, 3, 4, 100, and rest. Roll the body side to side, couple deep breaths in and out. And then we're going to send our legs down to the bottom corners of the mat for the roll up. Take the arms overhead, press your body into the floor so you feel your body, your core engage. The hands do not have to touch the floor. Rather, lift them up a little bit so you feel your shoulder girdle engage. Arms float up, draw chin to chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat, lengthen your tailbone to the heels, and exhale, roll all the way up. Flex your feet and reach forward past them, big stretch. Now leaning back with our pubic bone, we're going to roll down one bone at a time. Point the toes, take the arms overhead, press your body into the floor. Arms float up, draw chin to chest, roll all the way up, flex the feet, big stretch forward into our roll-up stretch. Scoop and roll back down bone by bone. We're going to do this 3 more times, inhaling to prepare, exhaling to roll up, inhaling to stretch, exhaling to roll down, inhaling to prepare, 2 more, exhale to roll up, inhale to stretch, exhale to roll down, and one last time, inhale, prepare, exhale, roll up, inhale, stretch, and exhale, roll back. So the next exercise is the roll over. So I'm going to give you a little prep for this one. We're going to imprint the low spine and bring our legs to tabletop, crossing our ankles. We're going to just do 10 hip rolls or 10 hip lifts. You can think knees to shoulders or knees to nose. You're just trying to roll the hips and the spine off the mat until your weight's at your mid-back or shoulder blades. Let's just do that 5 more times. And 4. And 3. And 2. Now remember, if you're at home, this is a movement that you don't want to do if you have any osteopenia or osteoporosis. You never want to put weight on your spine. So we're going to go into the roll over next. Feel free to stick with that exercise if you need a modification. We're going to take our legs up to the ceiling, legs together. Deepen your imprint so you think about your feet going up to go over. Make sure your weight goes to the top of the shoulder blades, not your neck. You're going to lower your legs as close to the floor as you can get them. Pick the legs back up so they're parallel to the floor. Open hip width, flex the feet. Now, like the roll up, you're going to reach through your heels as you roll down bone by bone. When we find imprint and our legs are up to the ceiling, we're going to bring them together and point the toes. Feet go up to go over. Pause. Take your feet, lower them to the floor. It's okay if they don't touch. Lift the legs so they're parallel to the floor. Lengthen your head away and open the legs hip width. Flex the feet. Now keep reaching your feet over the head as you slowly lower down or roll down. Let's do that one more time. Legs together, point the toes. Think up to go over. Let the feet come onto the floor. Lift them up, parallel to the floor. Open hip width. Flex the feet. Now again, reach those heels over the shoulders as you roll down bone by bone. When we reach the mat, we're going to lower just the left leg. Point both toes. Take those arms out to the side. Single leg circles. We're going to go out. Cross our midline. Your hip comes off, not your shoulder. Circle down, out to the side, and up. We're going to do 6 each way today. Inhale for half your circle. Exhale for the other half. Three more. 2 more. 1 more time. Coming back to center, we're going to reverse. Leg goes out to the side, crosses our midline, hip comes down from out to the shoulder, and then pull the hip back, the leg will follow. Remember, for your single leg circles, you're really reaching through the leg. So get that stretch out of your hip joint, and there should be no popping in your hip. If you're getting popping, make your circles smaller, or try to reach through your leg more. 1 more. We're going to lower that leg, just kind of center the hips a little bit. Lift the left leg high. Cross your midline, hip comes off, not the shoulder. Circle down, big stretch out to the side and back up. 5. This should feel really nice. 4, so we get that nice range of motion in our hip joint. 3, keep stretching through your right leg. The right leg really doesn't move too much. 2, and 1. We're going to reverse. Leg goes out to the side, down, crosses our midline. Pull the hip back, leg follows. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And really reach the leg out. Let it get longer as you go to the side. 2 more. 1 more. We're going to hug that knee in, kind of centering the hips a little bit. Pull the right knee in. And start to draw chin and chest and curl the head and shoulders off the mat for rolling like a ball. Collarbones wide. Try to keep your feet by your bottom and use a little momentum to start rolling. Now when you come all the way up, you're going to balance just to the back of the sit bones. And then we're going to scoop and roll back again. Keep looking at your belly button so you don't give yourself whiplash. And when I roll back, I'm just coming to about my shoulder blades. My head never touches, and I don't roll onto my neck. Let's do that a couple more times. It should feel kind of nice. And my mat's really squeaky today. 1 more time. And we're going to come right back up. Place your feet on the mat. Adjust your body so you have mat behind you. We're going to grab the backs of the legs and roll all the way down. Let's work in neutral or imprint, wherever you feel more comfortable. We're going to bring our right leg up, draw chin to chest, curl up. Your right hand's going to go towards your ankle. Your left hand's going to go to the inner part of your right knee. Now take your left leg, you're going to reach through it. The left leg is out, that's the hip you're going to anchor into. Curl deeper, look at your belly button. Now we're going to switch for single leg stretch. So we'll do a couple slow. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. So the outside hand always goes to the ankle. Inside hand always goes to the inner part of the knee, opposite hand. Now we're going to double time it, switch 2 times on an inhale, 2 times on an exhale. Imagine hitting a bullseye with your toes. 2 more breaths. And rest. Let's roll side to side. Of course, if you feel any tension in your neck, you can also roll your head the opposite way. Double leg straight stretches next. It's very common when we reach our arms overhead to allow our arms to go behind our body. And then you lose that connection to your abdominals and your shoulders. So please make sure that your arms stay in front of your body when you're doing your circles. The circles of the arms do not have to be very big. Just keep that stability in the shoulders. Our goal is to keep that connection to our abdominals so we stay up curled in your C curve. So we're gonna work this in neutral or imprint again. You guys can choose where you'd like to be. I'm gonna work my neutral today. Does make it a little more challenging to stabilize. Legs together in tabletop, draw chin to chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Our hands are gonna be right above our shins. I want you to curl deeper. Take an inhale, you're gonna send your legs out and your arms overhead. Don't go behind your body. You're keeping your curl, keeping your pelvic placement. We're gonna circle the arms as we pull our knees back in. Inhale, legs go out, arms go up. Exhale, circle the arms, pull the knees back in. We got 6 more, here we go. 6. 5, as you're doing that exhale, really pull those abs in to pull your knees in. 4, so you're almost deepening your downwards as you come in. 3, 2, 1 more. Roll back onto the mat, and let's roll the head side to side. This is a long time to keep our head up. We're gonna roll to the side and push ourselves up to a seated position for open leg rocker. So grab underneath the knees. When you find the sharpest points of the sits bones, just scoop so you're right to the back of them. Lift your upper mid back, and then we're gonna lift our feet up to tabletop. So this is a modification right here. You can stay there, or grab the ankles and you're gonna extend the legs into your open leg rocker. Lift the back, find your balance here. Tail's tucked under. Now we're gonna lead back with the pubic bones. You're gonna scoop looking at your belly button, roll back. Exhale, roll back up. Balance by lifting your mid back. Again, scoop, so deepening our curl, roll back. Exhale, roll back up, lift your back to balance. Keep reaching through your legs. Scoop, look at your belly button, roll back. Roll right back up and lift. Couple more. Remember, just like rolling like a ball, you're only rolling back to about your mid back or your shoulder blades. Do not go on your neck. 1 more. Balance. And we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and take a little hip flexor stretch just to kind of release them after doing that. We're going to come back up, place your feet flat on the mat, grab underneath your legs, and roll back. All right, it's time for corkscrew. So we're going to do 2 total, so 1 full actually, for the essential, more intermediate because it is more of an intermediate exercise. And then we'll go into the full where you're rolling up, and we'll do about 2 more, 3 more there. So let's work an imprint for corkscrew. We're going to bring our legs to tabletop and take our legs up to the ceiling. So we want to anchor into the hips. We're going to shift our legs to the left. Because you're keeping your right hip on the mat, your right leg's going to get shorter. You're going to do an oval down, only as low as you can keep your imprint. As you shift your legs to the other side, the left leg gets shorter because that left hip is staying on the mat. Circle up and back to center. Let's do that 1 more to the other side. We're going to go to the right, left leg gets shorter because the left hip is staying back. Do an oval down, shift to the other side, your right leg's shorter, come up, back to center. So all we're doing is abduction, abduction, the hip joint in corkscrew. All right, for those of you who want to roll up, we're going to lift the legs up to go over just like you did in the roll up. We're all going to shift our legs to the left. If you're up, you can actually see if that right hip rolls forward. So keep it back so the right leg is shorter. We're going to roll down the left side of the spine. You're going to do your oval just like we practiced. Shift to the other side. Left leg is shorter. You're going to roll up the left side of the spine. When you come up, make sure those hips are even. Bring your legs to center and roll down. Let's do that 1 more time. Lift up to go over. We're going to shift our legs to the right. Left leg gets shorter. Roll down the right side of the spine. Do your oval as you shift your legs to the other side. The right leg gets shorter. Roll up the left side of the spine. Bring your legs to center. Make sure your weight's at your mid-back or your shoulder blades, not your neck. And roll down bone by bone. We're gonna grab one leg, draw chin to chest, and just kind of rock up for saw. So in saw, the legs are gonna be a little wider than our mat. If your hamstrings are tight and they kind of make you sit like this, just bend the knees a little bit so you can find the sharpest points of the sits bones. It'll feel a lot better in your hip area also. We're gonna bring our arms out to the side, thumbs facing up. Nice and tall through your spine, ribs down. We're gonna get taller as we rotate to the right. You're gonna reach across with your left hand like you're gonna saw off your right pinky toe, looking down on the mat next to your knee. And you're gonna rotate the back thumb down. Now we're gonna do 3 sawing motions like you're sawing off your pinky toe. 1, keep that left hip on the mat. 2, 3. Restack the spine all the way back up, keeping your twist. And as you rotate back to center, turn your right thumb up. Let's do that again to the other side. We're gonna get taller as we rotate to the left. Reach across with your right hand like you're gonna saw off your left pinky toe. Anchor your right hip down. You're looking down on the floor next to your right knee. Now take your back thumb and rotate it down or to the side. And we're gonna do 3 sawing motions. 1, 2, 3. Restack the spine. And as you twist back to center, rotate the left thumb up. So let's take it a little bit faster. We're gonna inhale, rotate. As you reach across, rotate that back thumb down, anchor into the left hip, pulse. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, restack. Exhale, come back to center, rotate your right thumb up. And again, inhale, rotate. Exhale, reach across, rotate your left thumb down. Look down right to the side of your left knee and pulse. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, restack. Exhale, come to center. Let's do a little bit faster. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Pulse. Inhale, restack. Exhale, come to center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Pulse. Inhale, restack. And exhale, come to center. Good job, everybody. Let's cross our knees and ankles, roll over them, and lie down on your stomach. We're going to do Swan Dive next. So we're going to place our hands right underneath the shoulders. The legs are going to be turned out hip width apart. I want you to lengthen your tailbone to your heels so you feel like you're pressing your pelvis into the mat, and you feel this little suction cup action happening through your belly button. We're going to then lift the heart. Keep lifting the belly and lengthening your tailbone down. Make sure you're allowing your head to lift a little bit. Just make sure not too much or you crunch the back of your neck. We're going to stay here and then reach through your legs so much that they come up. Now you want to think about your body being in the shape of the bottom of a rocking horse. We're going to take our hands and push ourselves up so the chest lifts higher. And then we're going to rock forward, allowing the chest to lower a little bit, legs lift. So as you're doing this, you're trying to stay in that shape. So when you're lowering, it's because your elbows are bending, not because you're actively lowering your chest. So let's try to take it up a little bit. You're going to release at the top and catch yourself. Release and catch. Keep your heart and your head lifted as you release and catch. 2 more. Feel free to stay here. We're going to reach out, palms up and catch to make it a little harder. Shoulders down. 1 more. 5 swan dives. 5, 4, 3. Keep your heart up. 2, 1, and rest. And just kind of sit back in a nice little shell stretch. Hands by your feet. Couple deep breaths in and out. All right, everybody, we're going to come back onto our stomach for one leg kick or single leg kick. So in single leg kick, we're going to be up on the forearms, shoulders down, and your elbows should be right underneath your shoulders. We're going to, again, lengthen the tailbone to the heels like you did for Swan Dive, but in this position, not only does your pelvis feel like it's pressing into the mat, but you feel your abdominals engage a little bit. But make sure you don't go too far where you're starting to round your upper back. So we want that lift through our back and just a little bit of a lengthening through the tail. Toes and knees are hip width apart, facing down. We're gonna point the toes. Right knee bends. Pulse your heel towards your bottom one time. Flex the foot, pulse it again. Now reach through your toes as you lower the leg. Left leg bends, pointing the toes. Pulse your heel to your bottom one time. Flex the foot, pulse it again. Reach the toes as you lower down. So as we're doing the pulses, you want to resist your butt kind of popping up into the air. So really lifting through the abs. And right heel goes to the bottom. Flex the foot, do it again. Point the toes as you lower. Left side, point, pulse, flex, pulse, point the toes to lower. Let's pick it up. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. 3 more. Last one. And we're gonna rest. Just place your hands one on top of the other. Let your forehead rest on your hands for a moment. And we're gonna turn our head to the side, resting our cheek on the mat. You're gonna lace your fingers at the small of your back for double leg kick. We're gonna be washing out our shoulders if that is a little too tough for you to do with your arms in extension. When we come up, just release your hands and bring your arms to your side like so. So lace the fingers at the small of our back. Our head is turned to one direction. We're gonna squeeze our legs together. This one's a little bit tougher to keep our butt down. So you're gonna bend your knees, keep lengthening your tailbone down. Feel that lift through your abdominals. Keep your knees together so you feel your inner thighs working. We're gonna pulse our heels to our butt 3 times without letting our butt come up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now, as you start to extend your legs, you're going to open them and turn them out. You're going to start to lift your heart and you're going to wash out your shoulders. Now, slowly as we lower down, we're going to turn our head to the other side. You're going to bring your legs together, bend your knees, and replace your hands at the small of your back. And then we're ready to do it again. Squeeze those legs together, lengthen your tailbone. 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, coming up. Turn those legs out. Reach everything up, even your belly. Exhale, legs come together as we slowly lower down. Let's do it again. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, reach. Lift even your belly. Exhale, slowly lower down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slowly lower down. And we're going to press ourselves into a shell stretch. Couple deep breaths in and out. Let's restack our spine. We're going to cross our ankles, roll over the feet, and come into a seated position on your mat. My mat is so squeaky, it's kind of cracking me up, but I promise it's just my mat. It's totally making me laugh. Oh, I'm like a 12-year-old kid. All right, we're going to do neck pull next. So for neck pull, your legs are going to be in the same position that they would be in for your roll-up. So as wide as your mat, we're going to flex our feet. Place your hands behind the head at the base of the skull. I'll give a modification as we come up for the first one. So nice and tall through the spine. You're on the sharpest points of sits bones, the ribs are down. Keeping your back flat, you're going to lean back. When you can't lean back anymore, you're going to scoop and tuck the tail under. You're going to roll back just like you would for your roll-up. Point the toes at the bottom. So modification, release your hands so you have the weight of your arms. Draw chin and chest. You're going to roll up. Flex your feet as you dive over the legs. Bring your hands back to the base of your skull. Now very slowly as you restack your spine, you're going to very gently press your hands into your head and your head and your hands. Very gently so you get that wonderful stretch along the spine. Lean back, inhale. Exhale, scoop, roll back. Point the toes. Try to keep your hands here if you'd like. Exhale, roll up. Dive over, flexing your feet. Now restack the spine slowly, gently pressing your head into your hands and your hands into your head. Big stretch through the neck. Lift the chin at the top. One more. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, scoop, roll back. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, roll up. Dive over. Flex the feet. Restack, gently pressing your hands into your head and your head into your hands. All right, everybody. We got scissors, bicycle, and shoulder bridge. So grab the backs of your legs and roll down. If your hamstrings are a little tight, work your scissors in imprint. If not, you could try to remain in neutral. We're going to all bring our legs to tabletop. Draw chin to chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat into an ab prep. Take your left leg high and reach towards the ankle. Take your right leg and reach it down. The right leg is out, so that's the hip I'm going to anchor into. Curl deeper. You're going to pulse your legs away 2 times. 1, 2, switch. Pause for a moment. Anchor into your left hip. Now 2 pulses. 1, 2, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Exhale, exhale, inhale. So the legs are reaching away, then they're switching. Shh, shh. Elbows are wide. Shh, shh. Hips should feel like they're cemented to the floor. Shh, shh. 4 more. Shh, shh. Shh, shh. 3 more. Shh, shh. 2 more. Shh, shh. Last set. Shh, shh. Shh, shh. And let's rest. Roll side to side. Couple deep breaths in and out. For bicycle, let's go ahead and do 3 one way, take a quick break, 3 the other way, because they're kind of hard on the abdominals, so it's always nice to take a break in between. So that means we're going to be doing 6 total. Hands behind the head at the base of the skull. Let's go ahead and work in neutral or imprint, whatever you decide to do. Legs come up to tabletop. Draw chin to chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat. We're going to take our left leg up, right leg out. The left knee is going to bend. As you reach it straight out, you're going to pick your right leg up. Again, both legs are straight. Right knee bends. As you reach it out, lift the left leg up. Left knee bends and switch. Right knee bends and switch. 2 more. Left knee bends and switch. Right knee bends and switch. And rest. Roll side to side, a couple deep breaths, and then we'll reverse it. Hands behind the head at the base of the skull, legs in tabletop. Curl up, right leg up, left leg out. You're going to bend your left knee, drag your foot along the floor. As you pull your left leg in and develop the leg, the right leg's going to lower. Big stretch. Bend the right knee, drag the right leg along the floor. As you pull your right knee in, left leg lowers, you reach up through that right leg. Left knee bends, drag the foot along the floor, and reach. Inhale, exhale, or exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. 2 more. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, rest. And let's make circles with our knees on the ceiling so we get a little massage on our sacrum. A couple times each way. And we're going to place our feet on the mat for some bridging. We're going to do advanced bridging today. We'll keep our arms at the side of our body. Imprint your low spine and peel your hips off the mat into a shoulder bridge. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Make sure your knees are in alignment with your hips. You're not going out to the side somewhere. Feel any tension in your back, release. Soften your heart a little bit to make sure the ribs aren't flaring. Bring your right leg to tabletop and then stretch it to the ceiling. Flex the foot. You're going to lower the leg by reaching through the heel. You're only lowering it until your thigh is parallel to the left one. Point the toe, lift it back up. Inhale, flex, lower. Exhale, point, lift. Inhale, flex, lower. Exhale, point, lift. 1 more. Inhale, flex, lower. Exhale, point, lift. Bend your knee, replace your foot, center your weight, lift your hips higher. Left leg comes to tabletop, reach it up. Flex the foot. Lower the leg, reaching through your heel. Keep that left hip up. Keep your weight at your shoulder blades. Point the toe, lift it up. Inhale, flex, lower. Exhale, point, lift. Inhale, flex, lower. Ribs down. Exhale, point, lift. 2 more times. Inhale, flex, lower. Exhale, point, lift. 1 more. Inhale, flex, lower. Exhale, point, lift. Bend your knee, replace your foot, lift your hips higher. Soften and roll down bone by bone, keeping your shoulder blades and head on the mat. Allow your tailbone to find neutral. We're going to roll to the side and push ourselves up for spinal twist. Spinal twist, you're just like our neck pull and roll up. Your heels are going to be reaching to the bottom corners of your mat. Again, if your hamstrings are a little tight, just bend the knees a little bit for your spinal twist. So you could be stacking shoulders over hips a little easier. We're going to take our arms out to the side, ribs down. Feel that length through your back. We're going to rotate to the right, even weight in your hips. Get a little taller, do 3 pulses. Here we go. 1, get taller. 2, tallest. 3, inhale back to center. To your left, inhale, pulse. 1, get taller. 2, exhale. 3, inhale back to center. Get a little taller to the right. Pulse. Inhale, center. Get a little taller to the left. Pulse. So as you're doing your pulses, your hips are anchored to the mat. So bring awareness into your body as you're rotating and make sure you have even weight on your bottom. Don't allow your opposite hip to come up when you're doing your pulses. Back to center, bottoms of the feet together, and take a little butterfly stretch just to release the hip flexors a little bit. All right, next one is jackknife. So let's lie down. Just like the roll over, the modification is to do your hip rolls or hip lifts with your ankles crossed. So you're just gonna lift and lower the hips if you choose not to do your jackknife, because that's a nice modification because it just gets your spine moving. Again, if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, you're not going to do this exercise. You're not even going to do the hip lifts. So just take a breather if you have that, if you're at home. We're going to take our legs up to the ceiling, imprint the low spine. You're going to lower your legs only as far as you could be an imprint and take those arms overhead. As your arms come down, you're going to lift your legs. Feet go up to go over. You're going to balance right at the top of the shoulder blades. Lengthen the head away. Balancing here, you're thinking hip bones to the bottom of the ribs. We're going to engage our glutes to lift our legs up for our jackknife. Now slowly roll down one bone at a time, allowing your head to lengthen away from your body. Keep your imprint. As our legs go down, the arms go up. As the arms come down, the legs come up. Toes go up to go over. Balance, reach those legs up for your jackknife. And then slowly lower down, bone by bone. Legs go down, arms go up, only as low as you can keep your imprint. One more time, we're gonna lift and roll up. Reach those legs up for your jackknife. Roll down bone by bone. One more, legs go down, arms go up. And then lift the legs, hug the knees in, roll side to side. Couple deep breaths in and out. All right, Sidekick Series. Oh, I almost came up onto my knees thinking it was the one on the knees. It's actually one on our side. The one on the knees comes later. Thank God, that's my least favorite one on the knees. So we're gonna come up onto the elbow. Remember, if you're at home, you can always do your side kicks here. When you're on your forearm, it's just a little bit more challenging to keep the lift here. So if you're on your arm, it's gonna be a little mouse house. If you're up on your forearm, it's gonna be your puppy house, big enough for a little puppy to run through. Bottom foot can stay just like this, or you can bend the knee, kind of curl the toes under, and then straighten that leg. It's gonna make it a little more challenging because you're gonna feel a bigger stretch here and more work here. This shoulder, make sure it stays back and down. Top leg, we're gonna point the toes, lifted hip width. Flex the foot, you're gonna swing it forward. Nothing moves except that leg. Now 2 kicks forward. 1, 2, point the toe. And as you reach the leg back, you're gonna turn it out. Think about it getting longer than the bottom leg. And you're gonna reach it to the back corner of your room, big stretch. Flex, kick forward 2 times. Inhale, reach it back. Kick forward. Inhale, stretch it back. 3 more times. 2 more. 1 more. Good job, you guys. Bend your knees. We're going to go to the other side. So again, if you're on your arm, it's a mouse house. If you're up on your forearm, it's your puppy house. Bottom foot can stay here, or bend the knee, curl the toes under, and stretch that leg. All right, top leg, we're gonna lift it hip width. Flex the foot, bring it forward, 2 kicks. As you point the toe, you're gonna reach it back, let the leg be longer, you're gonna turn it out, reach to the back corner of your room. Again, flex forward, 2 kicks. Inhale, stretch it back. And flex forward, 2 kicks. Inhale, reach it back. 2 more. 1 more. And bend your knees, roll to the other side, and we're gonna go into teasers. Grab the backs of the legs and roll down. 2 essential. 2 single legs. 2 advanced. That's what we'll do today. Bending your knees, place your feet flat on the mat. Arms at your side, palms face up, getting ready for your teaser. Make sure you walk your feet a little bit away so that the weight of your legs helps you come up. We're going to draw chin to chest. Curl the head and shoulders off the mat. You're scooping your hands up to your knees. Lengthen your tailbone to the heels. And exhale, roll through the imprint. You can also grab the backs of your legs if you need to. Find the sharpest points of the sits bones. Stack your shoulders right on top of them. And we're going to take the arms high. As you scoop and roll back, lean back with your pubic bone. You're going to float your arms all the way back down to your side. Go down as slow as you can so you really work the abs. 1 more like that. Draw chin and chest. Curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Arms come up, lengthen the tailbone towards your heels, and roll all the way up. Find the sharpest points of the sits bones. Stack your spine right on top. Lift those arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, scoop and roll back bone by bone. Single leg teasers, we're going to bring our legs together. And the goal for a single leg is it helps you do both legs eventually when we do our advanced. So take your right leg, you're just going to extend it, but the knees are still together. The goal is to continue to reach through that leg because that reach in our leg is what we want when we do our advanced full teaser. Draw chin and chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat. So just like the last exercise, you're lengthening your tailbone to the heels. The only difference is you're going to keep reaching through your leg, and we're just going to find the back of the sit bones. Lift the arms overhead, upper mid back lifted. Keep reaching through your leg. Now slowly roll down. That leg keeps reaching. And when your head touches, we're going to switch legs. Left leg reaches. Draw chin and chest. Curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Lengthen your tailbone to the heels. Come all the way up. Keep reaching through your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to scoop and roll back. Keep reaching with your left leg. And then head touches. You can put your foot back on the mat. 2 intermediate. We're going to imprint. Bring our legs to tabletop. Connect your legs together. If you need the space, you can open your knees a little bit. Draw chin to chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat. You're going to deepen your abdominals and allow the weight of your legs to kind of help you come up. You're going to balance right to the back of the sit bones. Keep your legs lifted. Don't let your legs drop down here. Lift your upper mid back and then see if you can challenge your balance by bringing those arms up. As we scoop and roll back, the arms are going to float down. I want you to go back as slow as you can. Let those knees go with you. When you reach the bottom, you're in imprint, you're back where you started. 1 more. So really starting to feel the obliques working. Balance. Take those arms high if you'd like. Scoop and roll back. Rest your feet on the mat for a moment. Come out of imprint. Just take a moment. We're going to do 2 full teasers today, just 2. So remember, reach through the legs like our single, roll through the spine like we did for all of them, and breathe. Squeeze the legs together, draw chin to chest, curl the head and shoulders off the mat, reaching your arms up or your fingers tips towards your toes. Now lengthen your tailbone to the heels. You're going to feel your legs want to come up. Allow them to come up by reaching through them. If your hamstrings are tight, you can bend your knees to tabletop here. We're balancing just to the back of the sit bones, upper mid back lifted. Take those arms high. Now scoop and roll back. Your legs are down when you're in imprint. And then you lower your ab prep. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. When you're in imprint, your legs are down already. And then lower the rest of your body. Bottoms of the feet together. Take a little butterfly stretch, a couple deep breaths in and out. We're going to roll to the side and push ourselves up for hip twist. I'll give you guys two options today. Usually we do it on the forearms because it is a little bit easier. So if your shoulders are tight and you could not do the washing out of your shoulders in our double leg kick, then go ahead and come onto your forearms like so. If you have shoulder extension, you're not too tight in here, go ahead and do your hip twist, a little bit more challenging with your hands behind you. So as you can tell, this is a lot of shoulder extension. So just make sure that's your measuring tool is that double leg kick. Lift your upper mid back. We're gonna scoop to the back of the sit bones and then lift your legs up. Find your balance. Reach your legs up. We're gonna let our legs go to the left. Your right hip comes off the mat. You're gonna do a big circle down. As you go to the other side, your left hip comes off the mat, and then you come back to center. So unlike corkscrew, we're actually doing a circle, and your legs are staying the same distance apart. No matter if you're on your forearms or your hands, when your legs come up, lift your heart. Do not allow your spine to sink down towards the floor. So you're gonna lift. One more each way. Lift the heart. Last one. And lift the heart. Bottoms of your feet together. Push yourself up and take a butterfly stretch. We're going to cross the ankles, roll over your feet and knees, and lie on your stomach for swimming. I usually break down swimming slow and then we build up our pace, so we'll do the same thing today. Legs turned out. Lengthen your tailbone to the heels so you feel you're pressing your hips into the mat and you feel that suction cup action happen through your belly. Lift the heart. Pull the belly up more. Lengthen your tailbone more. Lift your arms. Now lift your legs. Right arm and left leg are going to lower just a little bit, and then you're going to switch. Switch. So it's opposite arm and leg lowering together, opposite arm and leg lifting together. When you have that, you'll feel like your hips are cemented to the floor. Start to pick up your pace. Switch, 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 and then go a little bit faster until you go right into swimming. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, pull your belly up more, 3, 4, one more set, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, and rest. We're going to push ourselves into our shell stretch to counteract the extension. Deep breaths in and out. Cross the ankles, roll over the feet and the knees for leg pull front. Like our advanced bridging, we're going to be pointing the toe, lifting the leg, flexing the foot, lowering the leg 4 times on each side, just like you did in your advanced bridge. Same movement. If you are tight in the shoulders, you do not have to do the leg pull part. So if you're a little tight, just hold up and leave out the little leg pull, okay? Fingertips face you. Lift your heart, zip up your abs. Pull those shoulders back. Now press your hips up, look right at your toes. Right leg, we're gonna lift, flex, lower. Point, lift, keep your hips up, flex, lower. 2 more times, don't let your left leg turn out. 1 more time, flex, lower. Center your weight, lift your hips higher. Left leg, point, lift, flex, lower. Point, lift, inhale, lower. 2 more times. 1 more time. Center your weight, lift your hips higher, soften, roll down or lower down, and just give your knees a little hug. Deep breaths in and out. We're gonna cross our ankles, roll over your feet and your knees. And we're gonna do leg pull back. Real quick for this one, you guys, it's the same movement with your leg. You're gonna point, lift, flex, lower. Do not put your foot on the floor, don't rest. So you're just gonna lower it until it's in a hover, then you'll point it again, lift. All right, so don't put it down, you're just lowering it to a hover. Same movement through our legs. Shoulders down, find a plank, legs together. Squeeze your ankles together, actively guide those shoulders down. Right toes, we're gonna point the toes so the leg comes up. Lift the leg without lifting your hips, flex, lower. Exhale, point, lift, inhale, flex, lower. Exhale, point, lift, inhale, flex, lower. One more time, flex, lower, put the foot down. Left toes, point, lift, flex, lower. Point, lift, flex, lower. Two more times. One more time. Put the foot down, bring your knees down, knees wide, feet together, and sit back in a little flat back child's pose. Deep breaths in and out. And then restack the spine. Now it's time for our side kicks kneeling. Not my favorite, but let's do it. Knees hip width apart. We're gonna bring our arms out to our side. Start to shift your weight into your left knee. As you take your right leg to the side, you're gonna come down onto the left hand. When we start to do our side kicks, you're gonna resist your bottom leg doing this kind of thing. So keep it back. Top elbow's gonna bend, hand behind the head. Push those hips forward. Top leg, we're gonna lift it. Flex, 2 kicks forward. Inhale, reach it back. 2 kicks forward. Inhale, reach it back. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. You're gonna bend your knee, take your top arm, reach it up, and slowly pull yourself back up. We're gonna shift our weight into our right knee. As you come down onto the right hand, take your left leg out. Bend your top elbow, bring your hand behind your head, push your hips forward, shoulders back and down. Take your top leg, lift it up, flex the foot, kick it forward. Inhale, reach it back. 2 kicks. Inhale, reach it back. Try to stabilize your body so the only thing really moving is your leg. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. We're gonna bend our knee, reach your top arm up, slowly pick yourself up. And we're back where we started. We're gonna go ahead and have a seat on our right hip for side bends. Bottom foot behind your top foot. If you're mirroring me, it'll be your left foot behind your right foot. Right back of the wrist resting on our knee, shoulders back. The first 2, we'll do it with our knee down, and then we'll do 2 more, squeezing the legs together if you want. If you're a little rusty on your balance, just keep your bottom knee down. So take an inhale, we're gonna press our hips forward, and that's gonna lift them up, and you're gonna do a side bend over your mat, big stretch. We're gonna lengthen through the spine, slowly bringing the hips down, push with the shoulder, no plopping. One more time here, inhale, all the way into it. Exhale. Keep your knee down for balance. Inhale, for those of you who want to come all the way up, you're going to curl the bottom toes under, squeeze here, all the way into it. Lengthen, bending your knees, slowly bring your hips down, no plopping. One more time, inhale, right into it. Exhale. Yeah, good job. So remember, if you do decide to bring your legs up, it's that squeeze up here that you want. So you can imagine if you had a piece of paper there, you're gonna squeeze there so hard that if I was to come and like try to pull that paper out, it wouldn't happen, or it would be really difficult to pull it out. So have that squeeze be from here, not the feet. So let's do the other side. If If you're mirroring me, it'll be your right foot behind the left foot. Left back of the wrist resting on your knee. This is the shoulder we want to watch out for, so keep it back. We're going to push our hips forward, and that lifts them up, and take that side bend over your mat. Lengthen through the spine, slowly bring your hips down. This is where you got to push into the floor with this guy, so feel that work underneath. No plopping. Again, inhale, right into it. Exhale. All right, so keep your knee down for balance. If not, you're going to curl the bottom toes under. Remember, it's up here, so you want to connect this. Squeeze, right there, squeeze. Take that side bend. Lengthen, bend the knees, slowly come down. Go, one more time. Remember, inner thighs, squeeze. That's going to help you keep your balance if you squeeze right up at those inner thighs. Slowly come down. Woo, good job. It's time for boomerang. We might not get through all of them today. Well, no, we will. We'll be fine. We'll just cut some of the numbers short. Boomerang. Cross one ankle over the other. You're going to take a stretch forward. Our goal is to keep our legs close to our body. You're going to bring your hands to your hip. And as you push into the floor, you're going to rock back, lifting your legs up. Bring your weight to your shoulder blades or the mid-back, and you're going to switch your legs. And you're going to roll back up, tucking chin to chest, right back into your stretch. One more modification for boomerang. Hands at your hips. Use your arms to push off, lift those legs, roll back, switch your legs, roll back up, stretch. There's your modification. We're going to do two more, and we're going to do the full boomerang. Hands at your hip. You're going to push off, lift those legs, cross. Instead of hitting your stretch, you're going to hit a teaser. Balance, squeeze those legs together, just like you did for your side bend. So squeeze at the inner thigh, lift your upper back, take those arms, circle them, lace your hands behind the small of your back, wash out your shoulders, lower the legs, pull deep through those abs, dive forward. Slowly release your hands, reaching them back to your feet for your stretch. Hands at the side of the body, the side of the hip. One more. Push off, roll back, switch, roll up, hit a teaser. Balance. Circle the arms, inhale. Lace your hands, exhale. Lower the legs, inhale, dive forward, exhale. Release your hands into your stretch. Seal. We're going to bend our knees. You're going to take your hands to the inside of your legs and let your ankles rest in your hands. Nice and tall through your spine. Connect your two big toes. We're going to scoop, looking back at the belly button. You're going to roll back. Tap your toes 3 times as you pause. Roll back up, balance. Tap 3 times. Roll back. So think bottom of the ribs, the hips to balance. Tap 2, 3. Roll up. Tap 2, 3. Roll back. When you balance, you'll feel a nice stretch in your low back. Tap 2, 3. Roll up. Tap 2, 3. One more time. Roll up. Tap 2, 3. You're going to cross your ankles, grab your big toes. We're going to roll over the feet and the knees. Gentle pressure on the crown of your head. Pull the belly up around your spine to the ceiling, shoulders down. Now we're going to scoop and roll back over the ankles. You're going to roll back, switch your feet, grab your other big toes, or grab your other big toes like you have more than 2. Switch and then grab your toes and then rock forward into crab again. One more. We're going to roll back, switch, grab your toes, roll up, balance. Let's do it one more time. Roll back, switch, grab your toes, roll up. Light pressure on your head. And then go ahead and come out of it. We're going to lie down on our stomach. Turn your head to one side. We're going to be doing rocking. We're going to be grabbing our ankles and coming up into extension. So again, if your shoulders are tight, it's hard for you to extend them. You're just going to come up into this position here with your arms at your side. If you want to try it, we'll bend our knees. You're going to grab your ankles or your feet. You'll feel a stretch in your quads. Lengthen the tailbone to the heels. We're going to start to lift our heart, turn your head to center, pull the shoulders back. Now as you lift up, lift your belly more, press your hands into your feet and your feet into your hands. You're going to use your belly to rock forward and back. Using your breath. Inhale, you rock up. Exhale, you rock back. And we're going to release. Turn your head to the other side and rest. From here, we're going to roll onto our back. Control balance. This is one where, again, if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, you're not going to do it. So just take a break during this part of class. If you have a hard time getting your hips over your head, do those hip rolls or hip lifts that we did at the beginning of class with your ankles crossed. Arms to the side of the body. We're going to imprint, bring our legs up to tabletop, and take your feet high. We're going to lift the legs up to go over. Balance at the top of the shoulder blades, and then lift the legs up slightly. Lengthen your head away. Now take your right foot and you're going to reach it over your right shoulder. As you do that, you should be looking at your hips. So make sure that right hip is pulled back. And we're going to take our left leg and reach it up only as high as you can stay balanced. Try to keep your left leg there and you're going to lift your right leg back up. Lots of ab work. Connect the legs. Left leg is going to go over the left shoulder. Make sure that left hip stays back. And then take your right leg, lift it high. And then slowly lift that left leg, trying to keep your right leg where it's at. We'll do that one more time. Right leg lowers behind you. Pause, left leg reaches up. So really stretch those legs, bottom of the ribs to the hips. And bring that right leg back up. Make sure your weight's at your shoulder blades, not your neck. Left leg goes over the shoulder. If you feel your weight on your shoulders, soften through your heart a little bit. And then reach that right leg high. Try to keep it there as you lift your leg up. Then we'll roll down bone by bone. Cross the ankles, roll over the feet and the knees. Find a push-up position. We're going to do 6 Pilates push-ups. You're lowering down for a count of 3, coming up on a count of 3. When you do your push-ups, don't pause on each count like that. So you're going to lower smoothly and press up smoothly. And remember in Pilates, when we're doing a push-up, like pretend you're underneath, I'm doing my push-up, you want your elbows to look slightly down, slightly back. So we don't want to be here, and we also don't want to be way up here. So what we're going for is a 45-degree angle at your armpit, if you can see that. So when I bend my elbows, it's that 45-degree angle. So as you can tell, my elbows are looking slightly down, slightly back, all right? So let's try to keep that in mind. If you had a clock in front of you, you can picture your elbows going to 8 and 4. Sometimes that visual helps. Feel free to do these on your knees in a knee plank. Shoulders back and down. And here we go. Lower down, 2, 3, and up. 2, 3, and down. 2, 3, and up. Pick your head up, pick your belly up, and down. 2, 3, push up. 2, 3, 3 more times. 2, 3, and up. 2, 3, 2 more times. 2, 3, and up. 2, 3, 1 more time. 2, 3, and up. 2, 3. Knees wide, feet together. Sit back in a child's pose stretch. Couple deep breaths in and out. Restack the spine all the way up. We're only going to do 1 set today. A lot of times I do 2, so feel free to do another set on your own. Thanks everybody for taking class today, and I look forward to seeing you soon.